What's going on, YouTube? Back with another video. I know it's been a while, you know what I'm saying? Been living life and trying to live life to the fullest and making the best of my situation, But in this particular video, I'm gonna do something a little different. Um it's gonna be a little different from the average videos I be making. And in this particular video, I just wanna say that I'm not here to promote hate. I have nothing against um, other races. It's just something I want to speak on that's been basically like another current event that's been happening. Sorry, give me a second. So, one thing is that I just want to say is don't feed in to negativity, don't feed into the hype, and uh, thoroughly research what you hear on social media and on the news, because there's been a lot of fear mongering and there's been a lot of racial events that has happened um, in just the past month or so. The Carmelo Anthony situation, the I think it's Noel Powell. Um, then also too, there's been two events of a black male and a black woman, young too, hanging from a tree. You know, I'm kind of neutral. I really don't like talking about these subjects, and I'm kind of neutral on these situations just for the simple fact that I know a lot of it is um, propaganda to keep division and hate going on in this country. Because even though yes, racism is real, um, keeping the hate going and racism makes a lot of money. It's money in racism, believe it or not. It's money in hate. So, like I said, when you hear about these, the Carmelo Anthony, that's a real one. The Noel Powell, that's a real one. But the ones about the recent hangings, I'm kind of 50-50 on. Like I said, I do got to do research about it. But one thing I want to say is that black people, especially the young ones, well, really, no specifications. All black people in the United States of America need to have awareness, use discernment, and be vigilant about what's happening around you. You know, and I'm more on the real world and what's going on in your own life in real life than what you see on the news. Because, like I said, a lot of it is propaganda. A lot of it that's happened in the past and the present has been proven a myth or has been told in a way that's not 100% right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got best friends who are white. I got best friends who are Hispanic. I have nothing against any other race. And I'm not here to spread more hate and negativity in the world. All I'm saying is that black folks be aware. And another thing too is black folks, educate yourself. Educate yourself not just on what happened in the past and during slavery, but who you were before slavery. Learn about African empires and black empires before slavery came about. You know what I'm saying? So, all I'm saying is just stay vigilant. Research behind these types of things, because, like I said, um, a lot of it is fear mongering, and like I said, it's money. Believe it or not, it's money in negativity. You know, recently, especially on the new on social media and the internet, within the past 10 years, there's been a trend of these rich guys, these gurus. How can I put it? Making money off your insecurities, not just young men's, but African Americans' insecurities. You know what I'm saying? And being that they make money off of it, a lot of these events that happen, some of them could be false, or it could be half truths. You know what I'm saying? And some of them could be flat out, real events, and we need to say something about it because I feel like we've been too quiet. We've been marching about police killings and all this, but where has the march been about these recent events that happened with our people? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, just don't be self-conscious, be self-aware, and it's time for black people to come together on these things. I feel like it's just crazy, man, and it's like, wow, believe it or not, these things still happen. And what about these types of things that still happen that don't get reported and the media doesn't bring it to the light of the people, you know? And we just got to be mindful of who's in control of the media and these news companies, you know what I'm saying, that's putting this information out there. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? They could be racist, or they could be on some you know, negativity type time. Well, we know the elites are already on some negativity type time, you know what I'm saying? Um but even that is just, they're just trying to make getting rich or rich people evil. You know, 90% of them are. 95% of them are actually. I say about a small 5%, um they're not evil, but you don't hear about them because they stay out the face of the media. That itself is you know, that itself is kind of like noble, I guess we could say, or respectable, you know what I'm saying? Because they're probably, that 5% is probably aware of the evils that the rich people do, and they just stay out of it. They won't speak on it because they know that that could get them killed or some way, or just end up, they lose all their money. So that's all I gotta say to this particular video. You know, use discernment and think for yourself. Don't be a sheep. Don't fall into the hype and the trends that's happening. Current events. Violence, whether it's racial or gang or whatever, is not cool. Just be aware. That's all. Thanks for watching. See you soon.